I love that effect.
Hello. Welcome to the show tonight. We're here with Dr. Bruce Lee, a noted We're glad you could be with us. We are here today with Dr. Bruce Lee, a noted pencilectomologist from Washington, D.C. He has been in Boston with a conference with a Dr. Kamarov, recently defected from the Soviet Union. And Dr. Lee is here to discuss pencilectomology with us and clarify some questions that are on all of our minds.
Well, I'm not sure clarity is the issue here, Chris. But
well, it has to do with the pencilecto.
Well, it has to do
plasma.
with both the history and the evolution.
Of the pencil?
No.
The ectoplasma.
Of the pencil in science. Well, the pencil in medicine, actually. Because I think far too often the medical community ignores the tools. And the pencil is a critical tool.
It's an all-important tool. There's many who have argued that the pencil, without, it advanced man to the point where now we have computers.
That's very true. See,
Really, the pencil is the father of the computer.
Well, and it will be the grandfather of what comes after the computer. And you know, what the computer gives birth to, it will then be the grandfather of.
What was that? You could be our next guest. Send your letters to Breakfast with Bubba. Today our guest is Bruce Lee, noted pencilectomologist from Washington, D.C. Has been in Boston on a conference with Dr. Kamarov, a noted communist who defected recently and came to this country. And he set up the he set up the Pencilectomologic Society of New England. And Bruce?
Well, I would rather, Chris, if it's all right with you, get back to the topic of the children of the computer.
Oh, the grandfather of the pencil being... The pencil we were discussing earlier on our last segment, that the pencil is literally the grandfather, or the father of the computer today. And what did you have to say about that, Bruce?
Well, I think that if you look forward, which one can after one's looked backwards, you can begin to get a feel for the children of the computer. And you have 2 children yourself.
I do?
Living with you. And are they children of the computer, or?
No, they're still working with their pencils.
Okay.
And most of the time they have trouble locating the pencils, which is a regressive gene on their mother's side.
Well, it causes one to ponder, looking forward towards the children of the computer, because the computer then will have the role that the pencil does now, which is taken for granted.
That's right.
You know, when the sales rep from the pharmaceutical company comes in, he'll just leave a computer on many computers on the desk.
We keep our pencils right here, although there's not a pencil in there now. Huh.
Well, see, you take the pencil for granted. And the pencil sharpener, you know, that's like the computer repairman.
The computer repairman, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Well, the pencil needs to be sharpened from time to time. Otherwise, the point becomes dull and then blank. I mean, you just reach the end and
that would be what they'd be called drawing a blank.
That is exactly.
Drawing a blank. I understand now.
And that's kind of like the computer is down.
Huh.
And, you know, you sharpen the pencil and you call the computer repairman. I think there's a similarity there.
Wow! The other things we had wondered about was your role in the Watergate. We understand that
Well, Chris, when you've developed real estate as long and as effectively as I have, you begin to get more than a feel for the property. You know, and when I say feel for the property, I mean not only the inherent capital,
but the aesthetic diversity that
and
congenially,
you begin to build what's needed, because
systematically.
the Watergate, when I planned that, I knew what was going to happen down the road, the historical significance of it, the fact that the Catholic Church was going to buy it, and then that the Republicans would break in and bug Democratic National Headquarters, and
Republicans have been bugging the Democrats incessantly.
Because without the Watergate
Persistence.
complex, Richard Nixon would, you know, I don't know what he would have done, but history would have been changed. And I believe in not changing history, but in allowing it to evolve as it wants. I think history has a course, history has a flow, history has a direction, history has it has its own essence that spreads.
Spreads. It kind of like, that's
like-
right, manure.
And
So that's just about all the time we have left. Again, we've been with noted pencilectomologist Bruce Lee. And he has shared with us many of his insights, and we hope you'll be back again. Dr. Lee, thank you very much.
pleasure was all mine, Chris. I'm just glad to share a cup of herbal tea.
Isn't this number beautiful, Winchester? Under the circumstances.